Take a slow, deep breath. Now imagine yourself nearly 4,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia. The air is warm. The rivers flow quietly under the fading light of dusk. Inside a small temple, illuminated by the soft glow of an oil lamp, a scribe presses symbols into wet clay. Each mark is carved with care, each line meant to last forever. He is not writing a simple list. He is writing a story about gods, about humanity, and about a connection that once bound them together and was later broken. Part 1. The World of the Sumerians. The Sumerians lived in what is today Iraq. They built cities like Uruk and Ur. Most importantly, they invented writing. On small clay tablets, they recorded laws, prayers, poetry, and cosmic myths. And in those stories, humanity was never alone. According to Sumerian mythology, the gods walked among people. They created humanity. They taught civilization. Their names were Anu, Enlil, and Enki. They were not distant, abstract forces. They were powerful, sometimes angry, sometimes compassionate, almost human in their nature. And this is where the story becomes even more intriguing. Part 2. The Creation Story. In Sumerian tradition, humanity was created for a purpose. The gods had grown weary of labor, so they formed humans from clay. Some texts suggest that this clay was mixed with a divine element. Imagine that for a moment. Ordinary earth blended with something celestial. Heaven and soil joined together. In modern interpretations, however, some researchers see deeper symbolism here. They speak of a biological seal, a symbolic barrier, a boundary placed between humans and gods. Of course, no ancient tablet literally states, "We installed a biological lock," but myths rarely speak in direct language. They speak in symbols, and symbols can be powerful. Part 3. What could the biological seal mean? This idea suggests something fascinating. Perhaps humanity was once closer to the divine, closer in spirit, closer in knowledge, perhaps even in consciousness. And then something changed. Some interpret this as a limitation of knowledge, as if humanity was prevented from accessing a deeper truth. Others see it differently, not as punishment, but as growth. Perhaps separation was necessary for independence. Interestingly, this theme does not exist in only Sumer. Many cultures speak of a lost golden age, a time when humans were wiser, stronger, and lived longer. And then something was lost. Part 4. Between Humor and Mystery. Let us smile for a moment. If there truly were a biological seal, perhaps that explains why we fail to hear our morning alarms, or why we stand in front of the refrigerator and forget what we came for. Of course, that is humor, but beneath the humor lies a deeper question. Are human abilities limited, or have we simply not yet unlocked our full potential? Part 5. The Scientific Perspective. From a historical and archaeological standpoint, Sumerian tablets are mythological texts. They are not scientific documents describing biological experiments. The idea of a biological seal is a modern interpretation, philosophical, symbolic. But that does not make it uninteresting. On the contrary, because myths reflect humanity's inner questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And why do we sometimes feel disconnected? Part 6. The Feeling of Separation. There comes a moment in every human life, You look up at the night sky. You stare at the stars, and a quiet question forms inside you. Who am I, really? Sumerian stories touch that feeling. They suggest that humanity was once connected to the heavens, and then separated. Was that separation a punishment or a necessary step? Part 8. The Power of Symbols. Perhaps the biological seal is not biological at all. Perhaps it's symbolic, a boundary of the mind. Maybe it represents fear, or limiting beliefs, or simply humanity's early attempt to understand existence. History rarely gives us final answers. Instead, it offers questions. And sometimes the question itself is the greatest discovery. Ending. An ancient clay tablet, symbols pressed into wet earth by the light of an oil lamp. A story of gods and humans. Was there truly a biological seal? There is no scientific evidence, but the story invites us to reflect. Perhaps humanity was never fully disconnected. Perhaps the connection still exists, only in a different form. Take another slow breath. History is silent, yet it continues to whisper. And maybe the answers are not out there in the stars, but somewhere within us.